Well, I guess we're live now. Yes, we're live. Can everybody hear me okay? The 12 people, or the 3 people. Wonder who those 3 people are. Hi, Megan. Hi. Hello, Donna. St. Elmo's Fire. Hello. Lilibet. Yes. Oh, Megan's daughter is watching. Look, it's my niece. Or somebody's niece. All right. So, here we are today. Boy, have I got a doozy of a show. I was scrolling through TikTok this morning like I normally do, and I came across some reposted videos by the Sussex Squad X channel on TikTok. And if anybody has the ability to watch this while I'm taking notes and taking little points off of this interview with Megan, please do so if you have the ability. All right, just crazy. It's just insane. I have never seen the biggest pile of horse malarkey, horrible acting, and lying on camera that I've ever seen before in my life, besides the Oprah interview. And I'm not kidding. But as usual, this channel has always been dedicated to telling my family's truth, one way or the other. And it's all about entertainment, comedy, parody, entertainment purposes only, and allegedly all in my opinion. Some things are allegedly in my opinion, some things are fact. Okay? I have to say allegedly in my opinion to cover my ass for, you know who, okay? But that's okay. I've been doing it for years and I'm used to it. It's okay. You can't sue me for telling the truth, right? No, you can't. Sorry. So, thank you everybody for joining in. I super appreciate all the love, all the support, the super chats. I missed it right in the beginning here. Let me get back to that. I want to give thank you to Leia. Thank you so much from Leia from, yes, Lay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You are awesome. Awesome. Oh, and we got another one rolling in from Jen Wilson. Jen, longtime viewer. Thank you so much for supporting and being here and supporting the Markles. It's been a long road, you guys. I can't say that enough. It's been 6+ years of going through this continuously, defending my family's honor, defending the lies, and defending, just most of all, defending the truth that gets spread by the Sussex PR shit stain squad. And Megan herself has done this since day one. Day one. So this is just an ongoing thing of what happened this morning when I was going through TikTok, and I came across right away the Sussex Squad X channel. Okay, so that brings us to today's broadcast. So here we are. Okay, hold on, I'll get rid of this. Thank you. There we go. All right, that brings us to this morning's broadcast, which it's very simple content. Very simple, but it's gonna be informative, and we're gonna go through it step by step. So, first of all, I hope everybody is having a fantastic day, fantastic weekend. That's all you can do, is just do what you can do and be who you are and be the best you can be. That's all you can do every day. But let's get into it here real quick. Love South, hello. Kat Cora, good morning. Lilibet, yes. Carol Wardropper, hello. Jen Wilson, Tommy Boy. Shelly Green, hello. HRH Princess Lilibet, Sussex. Message retracted. Ooh. Well, that must be somebody using the HRH title that they're not supposed to be using. Well, you can't fix stupid, can you? You just can't. You're just stupid, and you can't fix it. Wow. Carol Not Twisted, loving the parodies. Oh, yeah. And if you guys haven't watched some of the videos that I posted, some of the recorded ones, like I always been promising for the longest time, and I never did it, but I did 3 of them. So they are there for your viewing pleasure. Go back, watch them 10 times over, share them with your friends, tell everybody about them, like, subscribe, comment, it's all good. It all just, you know, makes us past that 40,000 subscriber mark, which we just did, and pushing 40,490 or something now. Yay, yes. All right. Okay, common sense. Yes, love South. Hello from Alabama. Deborah Chellingsworth. Hello, HRH Princess Diana Lilibet Success. Hi, Uncle Tom. Please save me. Oh, that's funny. So apparently she must have her own iPad now. Is she in the chicken coop with Harry? Help, please save us. Oh, the amount of lines in the interview gave us moon bumps. Cat Cora, the amount of lines in the interview gave us moon bumps. Yes, that's hilarious. Shadow, hello from North Texas. Jen Wilson, thank you again. Heather, oh, my eyes burn. Bengal girl here. Bengal girl. Priscilla Torres, hello. Chris Davies, hello. Jen, hello again. Linda from San Diego, California. Linda Petty. Okay. Let's just jump right into this. Now, for certain reasons, okay, I'm going to have to do this a certain way now just to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But we're going to dive right into this and we're going to listen to small little portions at a time for copyright value, I guess, because you can only listen to, you know, a couple, 3 seconds at a time before, you know, the buzzer goes off. But like I said, if anybody wants to go and check out, it's called Sussex Squad X on TikTok while we're doing this, you're going to be much more informed. But you can also watch this at a later date as well, okay? All right.
Going to come out tomorrow saying that your father has been staging pictures and taking money from the press, and I was like, what kind of pictures?
Okay. And yes, there we go. It's the actual interview, you know? First thing, let's talk about these stage pictures that Megan is playing the sympathy card for, the poor me victim card. Here we go again. Okay. Megan forgot to mention in all interviews, okay, what really pushed my father over the deep end, right? Not that that had anything to do with these pictures that he took, but I'll get to that in a second, like I always do. Megan failed to mention the fact that she gave my father an ultimatum before the wedding that my dad had to disown myself and Samantha if he were to attend the wedding. Yeah, I'm lost for words on that too, still to this day. You know, that's fact. Fact. Now, what kind of person does that? Well, we all know what kind of person does that, don't we? Yeah, it's that special one. Boy. So that right there was a big red flag for Dad because, of course, he said the first thing that came to his mind, which says, I wouldn't disown any of my children. Okay? And that's it. So right there, that probably ruffled up the old moneymaker on Megan's. That probably ruffled Megan's moneymaker real good because she doesn't like being told no. She's never liked being told no her entire life. And you can see it in all the old photos I have, all the old videos I have. She just, you know, I could see it way back then. Okay? Never really paid much attention to it until now because the truth comes out. You know, the poop does come off of the blanket in the wash, Megan. Yes, it does. And it's in the spin cycle, hitting you in the face every day. Yes. So that right there. So now she's convinced that my father was selling pictures to the tabloid for $100,000. Okay. Let me explain how these pictures went down, which is going to bring us back to, of course, one of the best stories that everybody needs to go back and look. Google it. It's on the Daily Beast. This clown right here. Yeah. The ruthless paparazzi. inside Coleman Rayner's ruthless paparazzi who almost derailed the royal wedding. Now, when they say almost derailed, in this article and in this whole entire article, which they hate, by the way, they brag about it. They joke about it, derailing the royal wedding. It was a joke to them. Okay, so these photos, these stage photos, okay, first of all, my dad doesn't work out, okay? He's not gonna be on a hilltop running up a hill with weights at any given moment of his entire life. He's not gonna be on an exercise bike for anything. Coleman Rayner, Jeff Rayner particularly, now I have all the documentation on this, by the way, also, because I'm not gonna say it if it's not true, all right? And it is true, right here. The emails between my dad, Jeff Rayner, and Samantha, begging, pleading, trying to convince Vonnie, Samantha, to get my dad to take these pictures, okay? God, there's got to be 20 of them, all right? So finally, right, after Jeff convinced Samantha to convince my dad to take these pictures, that it would be a good thing like they promised, like Jeff Rayner kept promising, oh, it's gonna be so good, we're gonna make you look great, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, all turned out to be a bunch of horse malarkey, period. All right, I don't know why, but you know, if Samantha was conveying information from Jeff to my father, I guess my dad broke down and did it, all right? Obviously he did, all right? Thinking he was gonna be made looking really good. Turns out, all Coleman Rayner did, Jeff Rayner in particular, made my dad look like a laughingstock and a joke. Henceforth, that's why my father opened up a lawsuit against Coleman Rayner to sue them for making him look like a jackass, okay? Which in turn then, I guess all the stress, all the bullshit, all just continuously, right? Then dad doesn't make it to the wedding because he's in San Diego with a heart attack in the hospital in San Diego with a heart attack, right? Unbelievable how she just leaves all this stuff out. So this here, in fact, just leads me to no other conclusion whatsoever. It's that all these people work together, which I've put the pieces together over the years, and it's just all so plain as day that all these people work together and they laugh about it. Allegedly, in my opinion, of course. So
this story is going to come out tomorrow saying that your father's been staging pictures and taking money from the press. And I was like,
what kind of pictures, right? Let's give it a break here for 1 second. We'll get onto it. But I want you guys to notice something that I noticed right off the bat.
Pictures.
Hold on. These ones.
And I remember Jason said you just need to call him and find out if this.
Hold on 1 second here. Okay.
Pictures. And I remember Jason said you just.
My dad doesn't do exercise bikes. My dad doesn't run up hilltops with weights, like I said. So my dad was coerced into doing these, and he certainly didn't get $100,000 for it, okay? Didn't happen. So that was another lie. Straight out lie, right? Now, let me just get to the next section here.
H and I called my dad. I said, look, they're saying you're taking money from the tabloids to stage photos.
Okay. This whole, I mean, I really don't know how much of this I can play, but I'm gonna have to play it in segments, like I said, but I'm gonna get to it. It's just pathetic. This was a scripted, poor me, one-sided interview of the narrative that she wanted to push, like it's nobody else's fault but hers. That's why I emphasize on the fact that she fails to mention always, and she never will, because people like that don't ever admit any wrongdoing whatsoever. Okay, but to give my father an ultimatum to disown me and Samantha if you wanted to come to the wedding, that was your first mistake. The personal incidents that I had with Megan's PR machine against the family to cover all the lies that she told the royal family about what a poor orphan she was, and she had to rub 2 nickels together at the Sizzler salad bar because we were so poor, right? And she never had a family. She never had brothers and sisters, okay? It was all a fabricated bullshit horse malarkey story, okay? And all she's done since day one is continue to try and cover that up and push the PR machine against me and my family, right? I've been called everything under the sun. Everything printed about me, like I'm a convict, I'm a criminal, I'm a drunk, I'm a drug addict, I'm this, I'm that. It's all been out there, you know? And they get away with it because, you know, when you spend other people's money like it's your own and you don't care about it because you keep getting more donated to you, yeah, it must be nice. You know, I mean, it just happens all the time, over and over. And it's so hard for the little guy to fight back, right? But thank God for YouTube and this platform, because this allows me to continue to get the truth out there to everybody who wants to hear it. So
on that call, I said to him, look, if this story, if they can't stop it, then it's going to come out tomorrow. So why don't we send someone right now to your house?
Okay, why don't we send... the story's going to come out tomorrow, and it's going to be very damaging. She's talking about the paparazzi story, right? Why don't we send somebody to your house and get you out of there, okay? And her answer to that was like, we'll send somebody down and get you out of Mexico right away.
Get you out of there now, because if that's the case, your house will be swarmed by media.
Okay, your house will be swarmed by media. Okay. The house was already swarmed by media. Trust me. These scumbag, low-life freaks rented places right across the alleyway from my father's house. They rented these houses right across from my dad's house. So anytime he went out, anytime, whether he went to the store, Home Depot, whatever, 7-Eleven, they were there taking pictures continuously even before this. Now, this would even go back to like making my father look great. Okay, so what jackass takes a picture of somebody buying a toilet and writes a story around it? If your toilet breaks and you need a new one, you go buy one, right? Yeah. I mean, it's just endless with these people and the lies. Okay, first thing on this interview that she revamped again today on the Sussex Squad X on TikTok, right? Had to just revamp it, right? Because why? Your popularity is underneath that turd in the bottom of the sewer? Uh-huh, that's my opinion. So anyway, it's in this interview, you can tell when somebody lies, okay? Because when they lie, they look away, they look down, and they use hand gestures. All through this interview, she's thinking of lies to tell, and it's obvious. Yeah. And then she looks so sad and so pathetic, like she's done nothing wrong, okay? It's a disgusting display of like, who is this person? And how, God dang it. Why? Where did she come from? How did she get this way? We don't know still to this day.
Get you out of there now. So we'll just come and get you a day early. Let's get you out of Mexico.
Yeah. Here we go.
And it felt really cagey.
What? Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Things I need to do.
She said, let's go get you out of Mexico. And he says, no, I have things to do. And then she says, well, it felt really cagey. What the hell is that? Okay, if my dad doesn't want to go somewhere, he's not going to go anywhere. And he's most certainly not going to leave the comfort of his house. Okay? This is only to suit somebody's narrative, to push somebody's personal narrative.
And it felt really cagey.
cagey. And she's like looking down, not even looking at the camera, looking down like, what am I going to say next to make the audience feel more sorry for me? It's creepy. It is creepy beyond creepy.
It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
And when we hung up,
so here she goes on to talk about, like, hold on. Let me just play this real quick. You know, you have to give the breaks. Otherwise, it's like a copyright violation or something like that. I don't know, but.
the buzz this morning centers around Meghan Markle's father.
So here it goes on to where she heard about it from TMZ, okay? Oh my God, I heard about it from TMZ. Oh my God. And then goes on, the narrative is already controlled at this point, saying that Thomas Markle Sr. selling his daughter out, selling pictures to the paparazzi, staged photographs for $100,000. That's a lie, okay? Who comes up with these figures? He never... who comes up with these, you know? This is where the PR machine pays to put the narrative out there. This is where the little guy takes it in the shorts because he doesn't have those resources available to him. He cannot control these people with money, all right? Like I said before, she says that she told him, don't talk to the press. I can't believe you're doing this. Okay, nobody ever came to anybody in the family prior to this, prior to the wedding, okay? That would be the reason I wrote that letter, because I was being hounded so bad daily, every day, wherever I went. So I reached out, and that's when my opinion of Meghan changed, because it was a bewildering experience to me, wondering why she's doing this to me and why she would say that. Distant family, and I don't know those people. Okay, that's why I wrote the letter to Harry. Get out, dude, while you can. Harry, I warned you a long time ago, and now you're dealing with it. Good on you, buddy. But hey, you make your bed, you sleep in it. You can't fix stupid either.
Mr. Markle allegedly staged photos of himself for the paparazzi.
Yeah, allegedly staged photos of himself. No, that was all Jeff Rayner. Little weasel, little scheming little plan of his. Just like colostomy bag Carl. Yeah, they're two peas in a pod. And they all know each other and they all work together. Every single one of those sick bastards does the same thing. They take pictures of you and write stories around it to suit somebody's paid narrative. It's been going on for 6 years, and this is where we are today. Still doing the same thing. Why Meghan would revamp these and post these? Because her popularity is in the gutter where it belongs, underneath a turd, in a sewer, the bottom of a sewer, underneath a swamp donkey turd. In my opinion, of course. So it's never ending. So here we are again, defending the truth. Meghan's dad staged photos with the paparazzi, right? Let me get this back here a little bit. This is really annoying me. There we go. All right. So.
Selling them for a reported $100,000.
This
Yeah, never happened. Where's the money? 100 grand? Damn, that's really tempting. You know, if my daughter told me to disown, if I had a daughter, I have sons, if they told me to disown anybody in the family, I wouldn't. Well, maybe I'd disown one of them for 100 grand. Oh.
is tabloid fodder. They're going crazy with this story this morning.
Everyone was so frank.
Okay. Now this part here is exceptionally disgusting. You might want to get your sick bags out for this one, okay?
Exploded.
I was absolutely stunned that Tom would.
Really? The picture perfect mother. Okay. I'm absolutely stunned that Thomas would do that. Well, gee now. Who's on the payroll and who's not? Who got invited to the wedding? What? Who looked like she was sitting in the penalty box at the wedding? Exactly. And so, is this Doria the saint? Doria the perfect mother? I've got quite a bit to say about Doria now, don't I? And there's another video right after this one with Doria. It's just wonderful. It's crazy.
Become part of this circus.
As the photo scandals.
You know, now, it's just mind-boggling, okay? So, hold on, let me just catch up here, because I've got a lot of stuff written down here that I need to go over as well.
Girls around
It's sad that the media would run with this.
Do you have any reaction to your ex-husband?
Yeah. So, when everybody is not invited to the wedding, and the one who's going to cover up your lies, okay, is your mom, allegedly, in my opinion, of course. The only one invited to the wedding, already sucked into the popcorn machine on the payroll, obviously, right? Because she was poor growing up, right? She never had a family. She was an orphan. She was so poor. She had to pay her way through everything. She always wanted a family. Well, now these are the lies that she told Harry or the royal family or whatever to gain sympathy. That's the reason why none of us went to the wedding. It's not because we never existed, not because she was an orphan. It's because every time she opens up her mouth, big, what do they call them? Cow patties fall out. I guess you could call that horse malarkey or cow malarkey. Yeah, cow patties fall out. Every time. And it's been going on, and it still goes on, still to this day.
Really staging photos for the paparazzi?
That she would capitalize.
Dad didn't need to capitalize on anything, all right? Dad had a cushy retirement, Social Security. He didn't need it. Why would he? He already had money in the bank. It doesn't, these are all fabricated. He never tried to capitalize on Meghan's anything, Still to this day, we're wondering what happened. I've asked him so many times, when did you know, Dad? Because he gave her everything. Spoiled rotten, literally rotten. And now it shows exactly who she is. Rotten. Okay? He knew one day when he got a phone call, when he was he called her and she was in Toronto, and she talked down to him like he was absolutely nothing. That's the day he knew. He knew. It's over, right? And here comes with like pushy princess. Yes, Samantha's pushy princess. Well, Samantha hit the nail on the head. Yes.
Certainly as a parent. It's not true. No, that's not what you do.
Now that's Doria saying, now, certainly as a parent, that's not what you do. Well, where the hell were you, Doria? This amazing saint of a parent you claim to be and that you raised, and Meghan says that you raised her? Well, from where? Northern California? On that wacky tobacco farm? Is that where you raised her from? Because that's what I heard. I remember somebody not around for a long time. I remember Dad pretty much raising Meghan for a hell of a long time, all the way through high school, and then sending her off to college and paying for it. Where were you? This saint of a parent you claim to be? Yeah. What the hell are you smoking? What, do you have cataracts? I mean, that must be, the aftermath of the biggest damn joint in history. Allegedly, in my opinion, of course. Look at that face. Can your eyes get any more red and swollen? Holy Toledo.
Unraveling happened that week when he wouldn't pick up my call. And instead you're talking to TMZ.
Well, it's funny how they put all the blame on my dad for this, okay? When all this stems from Megan herself. See, that's what these certain types of people do, okay? It's under a certain definition of narcissist, I do believe, okay? A narcissist will create all these problems all around themselves. They will create them themselves. Then, when the shit hits the fan and the criticism starts, then they play the victim like they've done nothing wrong. Wow, does anybody see a pattern here? Yes, I've been seeing a pattern for a long time.
Once it was said in the media, I just kept calling. I need to know what's going on. I don't understand what's going on. Are you...
And these texts that are half cut out, her claiming to be texting, and then somebody hacked my father's phone from the hospital or something. Because my dad was in the hospital with a heart attack, having stents put in. Well, I guess you can't make it, you're not allowed to fly. I guess the doctor would say, no, I'm sorry, you can't get on that airplane and go to any royal wedding. Not gonna happen. But was there any concern whatsoever? No, there wasn't, okay? Because if the man who gave you everything, who was not able to sit there and walk you down the aisle, and then you claim you've lost your father, okay? Like he's already dead and buried. I mean, how many times have you said that? You said it to the king. You said it in interviews. I've lost my father. What a stack of horse cow crap. Horse cow crap. Who does that, right? You should probably have gone and visited him. You know, maybe right after the ceremony. Gosh, I mean, you wouldn't want to put off anything like important like that, now would you? I know the royal wedding is important, and that's all about you and your ego. That was way more important than your father's health. What if Dad would have died? What if? What kind of daughter would you look like now? Oh, probably just the same that you look now. Exactly the same, but 10 times worse, right? Claiming, right, that somebody hacked my dad's phone from the hospital because Dad uses all the emojis in the dictionary when he texts. Well, I don't know about that because I've never seen Dad use an emoji ever when he's ever texted me, ever. So I don't know where that story came from, but I've seen those texts. Yes, I have. Yeah, there's going to be some serious explaining to do, but when you read the book is going to tell so much. I'm not going to tease anybody with the book, but the book's going to be good.
This story is going...
Hold on now.
And it called me Megan.
It called me Megan. Maybe somebody texted that for Dad since he was laying in a hospital bed, probably on machines and stuff like that after a surgery. I don't know. But to throw all this in Dad's lap and to revamp it, boy, I talked to Dad this morning about this, and he just goes, I just don't get it. I go, Dad, it's the victim card. I don't know. Did she get dropped on her head a few times? I mean, all that box wine that Doria used to drink with her friend for days on end, among other things like cooking certain things on the stove that you're not supposed to cook while you're pregnant. Geez, I don't know. It may have a lot to do with today's circumstances and situations. I don't know. But I do have a lot of memories. Yeah. The burning wire. Yeah. I know why Dad and Doria didn't make it. I know exactly why. Okay? You know, when you go and you bust your ass at work in the studios for 20 hours a day, days on end, you kind of get a little tired and fed up. And when you come home and you find certain situations that don't appeal to anybody but fucking lowlifes, sorry I didn't want to swear, but yeah. Uh-huh. No wonder the arguing. No wonder. No wonder my father was upset. Okay? It's because of somebody's shenanigans. End result, we end up with this ungrateful child who just throws everybody into the gutter to make herself feel better, like she's better than everybody else. Allegedly, in my opinion, of course. Crazy.
He's never called me Megan in any day that I've lived on this planet.
Did she say lived on this planet? Well, what planet are you from, Megan? Because the world needs to know this now. Is it from planet Moon Bump Uranus? That's where, bingo, we have a winner. Megan is from the planet Moon Bump Uranus. He's never called me Megan in my entire life while living on this planet. The truth comes out. Oh boy. So that brings me to this second little video clip, which is just sweet. Let me run down this real quick on that first video while I have this. Now, like I said, I had to play little clips, so yes, here, hit here, there, whatever. Okay. Okay, so let's see. First of all, stage photos my ass. Samantha convinced my father for him to do those pictures for Coleman Rayner. Coleman Rayner laughed about it, about derailing the royal wedding continuously. And like I said, that was the article which I tell people to continuously read on several of my broadcasts all the time. Very, very, very informative, right? Right there. It's in the Daily Beast. Just Google ruthless paparazzi and bingo, there it is. Once you read this, you're gonna find out quite a bit more information. So this is why Dad ended up putting the lawsuit against Coleman Rayner they made him look like a complete ass. And they laughed about it and they joked about it in the article. Right? Now, since my dad had the heart attack and was recovering, he could never follow through on the lawsuit, right? I had to pick it up even after the fact that he had a stroke. I was still trying to save it. So, and that's why, somebody gets butthurt and they get, their little panties ruffled up, Jeff. Did you get your panties ruffled up, Jeff? Because I tried to save this. I tried to save this in the nick of time when I went to go take care of Dad after the stroke. Yeah. Aww. So what, did you go and find Tom Bauer's book and you found that saying in there, where my dad specifically said, if I ever become terminally ill, I would kill Jeff Rayner. He said that in a context, okay? If I ever became terminally ill, I would kill Jeff Rayner for screwing me over so bad. And you did, Jeff. You did screw my father over, and you know it. But who gets their panties all ruffled up, Jeff? You do. So you take that text out of Tom Bauer's book and you go get a restraining order against an 80-year-old man who walks with a cane, who had 2 heart attacks and a stroke. I hope you felt good about that. Gosh, did that make you feel like a man? Jeff, did you feel... Because you lied on court documents. You lied, and your attorney lied on court documents. Now, as far as I know, that's a crime. When you lie on a court document. Perjury. Perjury, yes. Look it up, Jeff. Perjury, right? Because you said that my dad would use a gun because he's so old, right? You put that, you and your attorney put that on a court document. You tell me the system isn't broken. You tell me courts and people aren't paid off. Convince me they're not, because they are. Because I got laughed out of that courtroom, video courtroom, even though I appealed your stupid little restraining order. Gosh, who does that? My father would use a gun, and you put that on a court document. God, you're such a man, Jeff. Anyway, I encourage everybody to go read this, because the weasels of the industry, weasels. Okay, so anyway, this video that I was showing clips of is the biggest scripted, disgusting display of horrible acting and lying that I've ever seen since the Oprah interview, which was the same stack of crap. Never sold them for $100,000. Ruthless paparazzi. Now, see, I remember personally getting offers, okay, all the time to tell my side of the story for the last 6 years, or a couple years back. Even, recently. By a lot of these outfits, I would get offers. Oh, here's $10,000. Let's hear your side of the story, Tom, Samantha, Mr. Markle. When you have a paid PR machine, right, with their heads up the other's asses, okay, nothing ever gets done the way you say it. I've sat down for 45-minute interviews, hour-long interviews that take days to shoot, right? Oh, repromise, we're gonna, your side, whatever you say goes, it's gonna be in there, no problem. I can mention several, right? When it comes down to it and they get broadcasted, absolutely nothing that I wanted to say, truth-wise, to counteract all these bullshit claims and lies from, that thing. Never make it. And I'm like, well, that's not what you told me, right? Next, can I have it in writing next time? Oh, no, because we only write it and do it, and then it goes to here, and then it goes there, and then it goes to there. And then it gets cut down to absolutely nothing to make us look like shit again. And that's the paid PR machine, right? People pay. They have these people in their pockets from day one, right? It's like there's so many of them. You can't ever get your word out there, and you can't ever get it across. So that's why I love YouTube so much, because I've got a handful of people who listen and believe it, because it's the truth, right? The truth never gets out there. I mean, look at the media these days. Look at everything that's going on with all these major cases. Do you think any of that shit ever makes it to the light of day? No, it doesn't, because it's money. Money controls the media. Who owns the media? When you go down these rabbit holes, you're going to find out why nothing ever makes it, and why you're not informed of the truth on all these major cases. It's really disgusting. So, okay, let's keep everything, nothing, Yeah. So still today, Megan is still going to revamp everything that she can, because every single day there's 50 articles out there that's paid PR that she puts out there on all these little .coms you've never heard of. I've said this before. Because why? Is she still trying to sell the narrative that she was broke? She was a poor orphan. She never had a family. She claims that she only met Samantha when she was 2 years old. That's in the next little video here I'm going to show you. Since we're at 44 minutes, 14 seconds. Yeah, 444. There it is again. All right. So me and Dad especially, right? We sit around and say, who is this person, Megan? We don't know. Still can't figure it out. But I already have, and it's going to be in the book. I already know. I know so much. My father raised Megan. How Doria can even... I mean, Doria gave birth to it. That's about it, right? I've got so many pictures where Doria is holding Megan and she looks disgusted. Like, you know how Megan holds children? Yeah, That's how Doria held Megan. Like, every once in a while, I guess if the flour was good that day, and you know what I mean, like the Cheech and Chong flour, yeah, it would be a happy day or whatever. But I didn't see too many of those. I saw a lot of irritation. I saw so much irritation that I just didn't even pay attention to it anymore, you know? But now I know my father's frustration when he would come home, exhausted, busting his balls, to give Doria, you know, my dad was Doria's jackpot, right? And all she did was take a big dump on him too. In my opinion, of course, allegedly, because I have the right to say that because I was a witness to this growing up. I mean, Doria acting like a saint parent of a mother. Okay, let's refresh everybody's memories here of whose records got washed and expunged or just disappeared. Whose past gets wiped off the internet? Who paid for that? Wow, it takes a lot of money to do that. But you know, that's what happens, you know, when you gotta paint a picture that you're stuffing down people's throat that you want people to believe is the truth. Well, let's get on that right away. Here's, you know, here's a couple $1 million. Let's get that wiped off the internet. Let's get that wiped off the records. But you know, somewhere in a Norwalk courthouse, Norwalk, California, there's hard copy papers that do exist, I do believe. I heard that somewhere, I'm not too sure where. But yes, they do exist. But like I said, when you're painting a picture of this, you know, wonderful bullshit lie you told, you have to like, wow, you have to spend money to clean up people's past to make them look good, don't you? Okay? I remember Doria missing for a long time. I do, right? So does Dad. Dad actually said, he says he can't remember, you know, her missing a birthday, right? But that's a whole year. That's a whole year. Okay, but years before and years after. So there's a big time span there. That's why Dad had raised Megan for very many years. That's why Megan would be on all the sets of Dad's shows. Megan would be, yeah, pretty much taking care of Dad all the time. And I think he said earlier today when I was talking to him this morning, he says, yeah, you know, she had a couple hours with Meg here and there once a week. Uh-huh. Now that's a dedicated mom now, isn't it? Uh-huh. That would be the same reason I took full custody of my kids. Because my ex, I'm not even going to begin. That was the nightmare from hell. You can't fix stupid, and you can't fix a full-blown psychopath, period. That's why I took custody of my kids for many years, you know, until they were old enough to make the decision themselves not to get into that car with that certain somebody, right? But no. Let's see now. Yep. Yeah, that pretty much just covers up that video. That takes care of that video right there. Now let's move on to this little second video I have here. Oh boy.
And so he pulled next to me and he said, you know, I just been trying to get a story. You know, you can get a lot.
Now, she was about to say, ugh, God, Jesus, damn. I almost turned to stone looking at that face too much. Don't look her in the eyes. Woo. Turn into a crispy boulder. That's where she was answering the question about the paparazzi getting her in front of her house, saying, you know, you can get a lot of money for these stories, right? If the circumstances were different, she would shoot her mouth off. You would have to tell her to shut up. She would just blah, 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 blah. Money, 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 money. Period. Right here at this point, allegedly, in my opinion, Doria was already bought and paid for, okay? The only one going to the wedding, right? Must have been promised the world. Well, gosh, she's the CEO, CFO, and CE this and CE that of what, 5 LLCs in Delaware? Wow, she must be raking it in. It's so funny. These people just blow me away.
Money for this, and I just looked at him and said, "This is my child." Like,
She looks at him and says, "This is my child." Yeah, well, it did come out of you. Or did it come from Moon Bump Uranus? Some planet, either one. I don't know. But what a crock of shit. I'm sorry, but I call it like I see it. And if this isn't a fabricated bullshit story, I don't know what is.
I have nothing to say.
I have nothing to say. Now, Megan now blames the media on trying to make her families look bad. Okay, when Megan did it herself, okay, in my opinion, right? But when they put out stuff like dirt poor in the deep south, okay, they're referring to Doria's family, okay? Now, nobody should refer to anybody's family like that. That's not right no matter how you look at it, and it's happened to me. I mean, I've been called trailer trash, hillbilly, you just name it. You just name it. But this is what the tabloids do. And then it's just a continuous fight, okay?
The UK media, I truly believe, wanted.
See, and then she blames it on the UK media, right?
My mom's side of my family to be the ones that all this drama could be stirred up.
Okay. Megan started all this drama, okay, by lying to everybody about who she is and where she came from. But, she's too perfect for that, okay? Doria's family, don't get me wrong now, Doria's family is an incredibly nice bunch of people. I don't know about Doria, but her family, incredible. Very nice people. I got along with all of them for holidays, get-togethers, birthdays, all while Megan was growing up. I even said some of the best Thanksgivings I've ever had in my life was at Doria's sister's house and Doria's mom's house. You talk about 30, 40 people getting together and having a great time because that's what families do. Now, somewhere along the line, Megan forgot that she had families. Okay, but Doria's family was wonderful. I mean, Doria's a great cook when it comes to food. I don't know about the other stuff that they're cooking up on the stoves there, but I mean, some of the best gumbo I've ever had my entire life, and Thanksgivings. I mean, I was introduced to sweet potato pie, collard greens. What else? Just a Cajun fried turkey. Yeah, just incredible food, incredible people, and really nice. So for Megan to write off everybody because they're beneath her and she can't gain anything from them, and it's going to make her immaculate idea that she's trying to push, a narrative that she's trying to push of what an amazing, rich, wealthy person she is. It's all horse crap. Everybody comes from humble beginnings. I don't care who you are. I mean, look at Jim Carrey, right? Jim Carrey came from living in his station wagon with his mom in Hollywood, I do believe, right? And he wrote himself $1 million check and he cashed it one day, okay? Everybody comes from humble beginnings. You should never be ashamed of who you are or where you come from, okay? You should also always be proud of the person that you are. And I don't know how, Megan, you can be proud of who you are right now. Honestly, I just don't know, okay? All the money in the world can't make you a good person, okay? That comes from inside. And you lost that a long time ago. You stepped all over everybody like they're pieces of crap, And that's why the entire public views you the way they view you now, because they know who you are, right? I'm not rich. I've worked for myself my entire life, and I've done okay for myself. I've made money, right? But I'm not rich, and I'm still charitable. I still do random acts of kindness. I still go out of my way to hold doors open and treat people as though I want to be treated. You've lost that. You were never like that. Ever. So I don't know what rock you were born on floating around in the universe, but I already said moon bump Uranus planet. It's probably pretty spot on.
And suddenly you just have my mom who's classy and quiet and there, and then you have the other side of my family that is just
Mom, classy and quiet. Uh-huh. Now here she's elevating her mother. Elevate. I haven't learned it yet. Yet. I've yet to learn how to iron my clothes. I've yet to learn how not to lie. I've yet to learn how to be a good person. God, the list goes on and on and on of yets. Now that should be a podcast in itself. I think there was already one that flopped also. Yet. Unbelievable.
Differently. My half-sister, who I hadn't seen for over a decade, that was only for a day and a half.
Okay. Now she says my half-sister that I haven't seen for over a decade. Let's get into this.
Suddenly, it felt like she was everywhere.
Okay, suddenly it felt like she was everywhere. Okay, now that's because, Megan, when you tell the royal family that you're an orphan and you don't have a family, right? I would venture to say that the fact that somebody really wanted to come around and talk to all of us, right? But I would venture to say that somebody said no to cover up their lies. No, right? Do you want your father to come to the coronation? No. Do you want your father to come to this? No. Yeah, it's happened, right? Why didn't you, Megan, personally put a stop to the royal family coming around and briefing everybody of what was going on? I had to find out through the media. Samantha had to find out through the media that Megan was dating Prince Harry and la, 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 but nobody ever came around and told us. All of a sudden, it's a big surprise because somebody put a stop to it. Wow. So let's contradict ourselves again here, Megsy.
Don't know your middle name. I don't know your birthday. You're telling these people that you raised me and you've coined.
Okay, right there. She's claiming that she doesn't know Samantha's middle name. She's claiming that she only met Samantha when she was 2 years old. But yet, in the sentence before that I played you right away, I haven't seen her for a decade. Can't fix stupid. Okay? Samantha did a lot of the raising with Megan, okay? Because Doria wasn't around, and my dad was working all the time. And when my dad wasn't working, he was looking after Megan all the time, everywhere. She was glued to his side. She was on the sets of Married with Children, General Hospital, continuously at the studios while my dad was working. And yes, Megan was with Samantha quite often.
Princess Pushy. Tom's kids.
Hold on. Tom's kids. I'm never mentioned, by the way, because I don't exist either. I'm just a figment of somebody's imagination.
It's 17 years older than her.
Samantha is 17 years older than Megan. I was 15 when Megan was born. And still, gosh, I don't even make it into the picture anywhere, you know?
Megan, I left when she was 2.
Megan, I left when she was 2. Yeah, okay. Boy, can I get a little bit of what you're smoking? Megan, I left when she was 2. What, to the liquor store? To come right back? To go get another box of wine? Where does this stuff come from?
I don't remember seeing her when I was a kid at my dad's house.
I don't remember seeing Samantha when I was a kid. I've got pictures.
When they would come around. And then the last time that I saw her that I remember is when I was in my early 20s.
Early 20s. The last time I remember seeing her when I was in my early 20s. Hold on a second, I got a picture to show you. Alrighty then, let's see. Okay, well, let's see. Let's start with that one. Okay, right there. That was Samantha being exceptionally sweet to Megan, right? But let me show you something else on this. Look at Megan's face in this picture. Does she look unhappy? Okay. Well, how about this one? That's Samantha being exceptionally loving and warm to Megan, and Megan looks happy, like this is my big sister. I don't even know her. I only met her when I was 2. I don't remember seeing her ever growing up, ever. I haven't seen her for 10 years. I don't know who is that. She never raised me. Hold on. Here's another one. Does Megan look happy that right there with her big sister? Yeah. Or how about this one? Wow. That would be Samantha graduating, at one of her college classes. Gosh, I don't know who. I've never even seen her since I was 2 years old. I haven't seen her for 10 years. How many times are we going to go through this? How many times are you going to sit and bitch and moan with your paid PR interviews and continue lying and trying to cover up lies about the family? It is so old, it's almost as bad as my broken record having to repeat it all the time. Good Lord.
And so he pulled next to me and he said, I just am trying to get a story. And so he...
Hold on. Go to where I was here again. Oh, now let's get to this. This is good. This is going to be juicy.
Sister. My name is Ashley Hale. I'm an immigration attorney, and I am...
So, let me back up here a bit.
Closeness to be able to have that. And I wanted a sister. My name is Ashley.
This is where Megan finds out about Samantha's daughter, Ashley, okay? Now, Megan all of a sudden, oh, yes, do you have her email? I need to get a hold of her because I've always wanted a sister. Somebody's been smoking a little too much of something there because somebody, yeah.
Hale, I'm an immigration attorney. My biological mother is Samantha Markle. And it was agreed by everyone, for myself and my brother.
So Megan goes on and hold on, let me find it here.
Probably around 2 years old. I've not seen her since I was 6 years old. And then...
Okay, so what she's explaining here is, okay, Ashley and her little brother Christopher, okay, Samantha put them with their grandparents, okay, because they would have a much better life. And after Samantha and her husband Chris had their falling out and weren't together anymore, and that it was a whole relationship from hell, because I remember getting phone calls about just certain domestic issues where I would have to come over there and defuse somebody. I meant some situation. Okay. So the Hales, right, way better off. I mean, just not way better off, but very prominent family in Virginia. So Samantha let Chris and Ashley go live with the grandparents, right? For a good reason, because they would be able to provide a way more secure foundation and everything. So she did the right choice as far as I'm concerned, and it must have been really hard for her. Okay, so the first thing Megan does here is go and try and infiltrate and befriend her because she wanted a big sister, Samantha's daughter, Ashley. Megan and apparently they became really good friends, right?
Later in life, around 2007, we reconnected.
Mm-hmm. God, she looks fucking...
Found her daughter. And I was like, oh, if you have her email address, I want to email her.
So that's weird, okay? Why would all of a sudden Megan just oh, if you have her email address, I want to email her, right? And all she did, okay, and Samantha will tell you this until she's blue in the face. All she did was turn Ashley against Samantha, okay? Who does that, okay? It's like, who turns family members against family members? Megan, right? Did you do that with my son Tyler too? Just curious, because the puzzle pieces are all there. Wow, Markle Sparkle, But anyway, that's another whole story in itself. Let's get on to this.
Started out with, these like long emails back and forth to each other.
So yeah, it was a slow process to where, yes, and Samantha will attest to the fact that she completely turned Ashley against Samantha, right? Yeah, and they became
Live music.
BFFs, la 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 la, picture after picture, picture after picture, la 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 la, picture after picture. Wow. They had quite the relationship built up. What
was communicated to me was maybe some resentment.
Yeah, resentment. There you have it, folks. I encourage everybody to go watch both of those videos on Sussex Squad X on TikTok. If not, I'm sure you can find it on other social media platforms. But it is just diabolical, all right? I don't know. My dad was asking me this morning, why is she going to keep doing this? For the same reason I'm going to keep doing what I do, all right? It's just wild. It's just wild. Paint the narrative that you're pushing down people's throat of this perfect person that you are. You're not a perfect person. All you do is destroy families' lives. Because you've really, really just put a damper on dad's life at the very end. For what? To cover up lies? Right? Oh, because nobody ever heard that. Disown Sam and disown Tom if you want to come to the wedding. Nobody ever heard that, but that's a fact. So right then and there was the beginning of your demise. But all right, let's get to some of these hello peoples. And okay, let's see. Because I love saying hi to everybody. But I wanted to come on, like I said, I just wanted to jump on. I'm making some more hilarious videos, and I promise you're going to see them soon. Like I keep on promising, and I keep delivering, and I'm still here doing lives, and it's only going to get better. Yes, much better. Okay. Hate and disrespect the queen so much they named her Ghost Kid after her. That makes a whole lot of sense. Not that was spite. Rosebud, hello. Megan Yucky. Patricia Peterson. Megan Yucky. Okay. Well, we must have a lot of sugars in the room again because I see a lot of deleted messages. Look at, there must be so many jealous people in this chat that get hidden. Cat Space is doing a great job. Rose from Arizona, hello. Well, they're all deleted, okay? Donna Hugston, you should do a real cooking show, Filipino food. Yes, I was thinking about that because I cook every single day, probably twice a day. I make dad food twice a day and myself. So maybe I'll have my own cooking show. Yeah. And these are all just, I've been cooking my entire life. Barbecuing like you would not even believe. I mean, years on end. So many years. But let's just wrap up this whole little thing about, Meghan Markle claiming to be this just amazing person with just like an immaculate conception. I mean, what, did she just end up floating down a sewer somewhere in a basket and some fucking nuns? Oh, excuse me, I apologize. Not supposed to swear, especially with that. With some, and a priest or a nun pulled her out of like, a sewage canal in a basket, floating down the basket, because that's the only immaculate conception that I can think of when I think about her. Yeah, why wasn't Meghan's niece at the wedding? Donna, I don't know. It's the weirdest thing ever. Why was nobody at the wedding? Why did she tell King Charles that she lost her father and Charles had to walk her down the aisle? It's like, it's creepy, And why was she wearing white during the wedding? So disrespectful, right? Well, anyway, we all know that story, but these were two very important videos that I had to just jump on and do this morning. So, like the video. Thank you. But anyway, like I said, I've made 3 recorded videos in the last couple weeks. Please, everybody, let's keep the momentum going. I'm going to keep doing what I do, keep making videos, keep doing lives. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, share them, pass them on, repost them, whatever we can do to keep this thing going. I super appreciate I got a few tips in the jar today. That's really awesome. Look at that. Super chat. Nice tips. Thank you guys. I'll keep it up. I will. I'm not going anywhere. And remember, tell your loved ones you love them. You only have one family. Your friends, keep your friends close to you. Make them special because they are special, especially if they're great friends. And that's it. And just enjoy every day and treat everybody in life as though you want to be treated, and good things will happen. Random acts of kindness, give a little to somebody in need whenever you can. And it comes back tenfold. All right. Love you guys and see you on the next one.